Greetings, humans! Zbot4096 here, coming to you from Zogplex with our review of a human rectangular entertainment form in current release in theaters, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. First of all, the movie had us at hello. As we were walking into the IMAX screening, we caught a glimpse of this spectacular ghost trap popcorn bucket. And it is actually a bucket. Let me see if I can get it to work. There. There's even a light that turned on in a couple of places. Now, of course we had to have it. Of course, we do not consume organic matter, but that's not the point, you know. This is a genius concession item, and we are happy to support the theatrical business. So we got it. Plus, this is a fun film to see. We genuinely enjoyed ourselves with it. It does have some special moments. However, we did find ourselves feeling a bit disaggregated from the story, and more like we were exposed to a heavily workshopped entertainment product. But first, some context. The benchmark for this film is the original 1984 hit action comedy, Ghostbusters. The film was directed by Ivan Reitman of Stripes fame, which reunited him with his Stripes star Bill Murray. Ghostbusters is more of an ensemble film than Stripes, co-starring Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, who together created the concept. That ensemble is joined by the always incredible Sigourney Weaver and the hilarious Rick Moranis. That film, about an entrepreneurial team who catch ghosts using modern technology, literally caught lightning in a bottle. It is conceptually brilliant, and on top of that, very tightly written and performed with pitch-perfect delivery. Not a moment is wasted in that film, and is as delightful as it is eerily believable, and delivers us both a feel-good action blockbuster and a very, very funny movie on top of that. Now, alas, the creative team couldn't recapture that magic in the sequel, Ghostbusters 2. Instead, it felt quite artificial in attempting to match the first film, but without its driving urgency or heart. A reboot followed much later, titled Ghostbusters, that seemed to try to remix the elements of the original while weirdly including the original cast in cameos, but not in their original roles. And that didn't really seem to land with either new audiences or old audiences. More recently, a true sequel followed, tied to the original films, Ghostbusters Afterlife. And that focuses on telling a heartwarming story of family connection. It reflected the original film co-star Harold Ramis's passing, as his character Egon Spengler passed in the film as well. It features several of the original cast in their original roles and brings in engaging new characters played by Paul Rudd, recently performing as Ant-Man, and Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. The film has a narrower scale, focusing on the next generation of the Spengler family relocated to the Midwest, but seemed to land better with both old and new audiences. So now we have the new film, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, released in theaters on March 22nd, and brings that Spengler family ghostbusting back to New York City. We find them on the job and sorting out teenage coming-of-age and blended family issues. As they unravel a new metaphysical threat, they draw in new occult experts as well, played by Patton Oswalt and Kumail Nanjiani, as well as the original returning Ghostbusters team, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Annie Potts, and Ernie Hudson. The film is positively bursting with references that conjure the original Ghostbusters film, which are at times welcome, but also add to the feeling that too much is being packed into the film at the expense of gripping storytelling. Paul Rudd is always magnetic, and he made us laugh out loud several times. He is a gifted comic, both in writing and performing, and raised Ant-Man and its sequels beyond B-level Marvel movies that they might otherwise present as. Similarly, McKenna Grace as teenager Phoebe Spengler presents a charming and authentic teenager's search for validation, and connection. Her character journey of things going wrong, but still finding the good in others, is wonderful to see. However, the film is just overloaded with too much going on and too much to say. The rest of the blended family themes in the film seem very much a distraction from the narrative. Having themes about blended families and teenagers finding themselves in an action comedy, it feels like the film is trying to serve too many quadrants of an audience at once. Overall, it seems that parents and kids resolving their issues is a recurring theme in films in general, which is welcome in many cases. However, in action movies, this trend often comes at the expense of fast-paced storytelling. I mean, families had no trouble relating to the action and science fiction blockbusters that created these franchises in the first place. But having minors in life and death scenarios and trying to mirror the exact conversations that families are having in their homes is both distracting to the action core of the film and challenging to suspend disbelief enough to go with it. And that is where the film falters. The central threat is no threat at all, when we can plainly see that the overloaded cast, with little to do if they aren't the two main characters, must all come together and perform specific functions in the plot. The film has moments of triumph, but they all seem very carefully metered out and plated for us to arrive in sequence so they can all fit. The whole enterprise feels contrived. Thus, witness the power of Paul Rudd. He may actually not be one of your humans, given his unassuming ability to turn contrived movies into fun experiences. The most recent Ant-Man Quantumania is another example of this phenomenon, and as the Galaxy's scientists know, being able to repeat results converts a hypothesis into a working theory. Therefore, Paul Rudd has metaphysical powers on display. McKenna Grace also steps up as a hero with depth and breathes new life into the franchise. She manages to bring us into her world, which is no small feat given the volume of star power in the film. Another strong factor in this film is seeing many of our old friends again in character. It shouldn't count as much as it does. And we do miss Harold Ramis, Sigourney Weaver, and Rick Moranis, who didn't come for this outing. But frankly, we didn't expect to enjoy William Atherton's return as much as we did. He cornered the market on smarmy jerks with his roles as EPA Inspector Walter Peck in the original Ghostbusters and reporter Dick Thornburg in Die Hard and Die Hard 2. And now his Walter Peck is back in the new Ghostbusters film as the mayor of New York. Bringing him back as the foil for the whole gang may be pandering, but really, we all deserve a little pandering every now and then. Call it self-care. Of course, we cannot forget the incredible working Ghost Trap popcorn tray we obtained at the concession stand. We say it's a working trap, but, we have not verified its ectoplasmic spectrum functionality. We assume that for $25 or $22.50 if you are a Regal Unlimited Plus member, that the device would cost more if that were indeed an included function. So, let us provide our contextual assessment of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Given the film's engaging performances from Rudd and McKenna, tempered by a contrived and overloaded plot, while still trying to fit in a walk down memory lane, we give the film our medium, positive rating. And so concludes this human version of our review. If you have feedback on it, please write in your comments so that we can upload the galactic version to Zogplex. You can expect more reviews of theatrical releases, as well as 4K discs, as well as perhaps television series, as we continue to engage with your human rectangular entertainment. So please watch, like, subscribe, and comment so that we can continue to have the human voice reflected in the cosmos. Until next time, farewell, humans.